Is West Ham manager David Moyes on the brink of getting sacked? Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to On Me Ed, son. I hope you're all well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. And go check out my previous videos as well. So, the big question is, David Moyes, West Ham manager, how long has he got left? Is he on the brink of being sacked? Or is he on the brink of just carrying on regardless, possibly moving upstairs, or maybe in the throes of a contract negotiation? West Ham have not had great form of late. In the Premier League, they lost their last 3 games. Prior to that, it was a draw and 1 solitary win. That win coming at the end of September. Their last outing in Europe saw them lose to Olympiacos. And the one saving grace for David Moyes is in the Carabao Cup, or the EFL Cup. They came away with a 3-1 win against Arsenal. But what is the general feeling around the club? Now, if you ask the fan base, there's probably a 50-50 split amongst those who have always wanted him out or who think he should be out, and those who think, no, we should keep him in for a while longer. Now, the problem is, when you're talking about a fan base, it's really hard to gauge what fan base are we talking about. Are we talking about the fan base that's only really engaging on social media? When if it's on social media, then it's quite easy to gauge. And it's only on those who engage in comments. Yes, he should be sacked. No, we should keep him for a while longer. Look at what he's done for us. Look at what he hasn't done for us. He's great at this. He's really poor at that. But fundamentally, we're not getting a true reflection of the whole fan base. We can kind of just guess. My gut feeling as a West Ham fan, my gut feeling is if you're a younger fan, you're more likely to want to see David Moyes moved on, removed from office, let's say. If you're an older fan, you're more likely to give him another chance. Let's see what he's done. We're not so quick to forget what he's done for us in the last 2 or 3 seasons. And possibly as an old head, that's where the ownership is really thinking as well. We've won the European Conference League. The first European title since the 60s. The first cup win since 1980. So from that point of view, he's earned a lot of brownie points. But from a fan base point of view, some people will never be convinced. They'll not be convinced even by that. They'll say, yeah, thanks very much. You won us the cup. You won us the Conference League. Now it's time for a change. Others will say, no, actually, he's won something now. So we can't just dismiss him out of hand. The problem is that David Moyes gets a lot of criticism from West Ham fans for his in-game tactics, the level of substitutions, his ability to change things up during a game when things are not going well. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. But to say it's a 50-50 split amongst West Ham fans, I think that's quite hard to gauge. Now, is there an overwhelming presence on social media to say, hey, we should get rid of him? Possibly. The problem with those kinds of voices is that they're always loudest when things are not going well. When things are going well, those kind of dissenting voices are drowned out by those who are cheering West Ham along. We had that for a couple of seasons. 6th and 7th positions, we're doing quite well. Flirting with top 4 for a couple of seasons there. Hey, things are going well. Not so great in the domestic cups, but hey, we got to a semi-final of the Europa League. The following season, we did really poorly in the league, but we got all the way to a final of the Conference League, European Conference League, and we won it. So what's not to love? What's not to like? As I said, for a couple of seasons, those dissenting voices are always there, never really convinced, but they're being drowned out by the euphoria of West Ham fans who are on a high, doing well, everything's going great, and possibly ignoring the times when it wasn't going so great. Last season, it was a really poor season in the league. And his job was only saved by his run in the Conference League and also the ultimate success. Now, his contract will run out in the summer. So it's whether now he's got enough in the bank to see him through to the end of the season. Has he got enough in the bank to warrant an immediate contract extension or a new contract? Has he got enough in the bank to take him out of management and move him upstairs as a director of football? Anything is possible right now. But if we're just going on recent form, it started quite well this season. Then we hit the roadblock of Manchester City and Liverpool. From then on, it hasn't really gone according to plan. We've had a couple of wins, but West Ham have had a poor showing of it since. The last win coming in the league at the end of September. In fact, you could say October was a sober October for West Ham fans. So if we go on recent results, just ignoring the EFL Cup win over Arsenal, Recent results, it just hasn't been good enough. So this coming Thursday, West Ham face Olympiacos in the return match, as it were, at the London Stadium. If West Ham fail there, if they fail to win, if they lose especially, the pressure really mounts. The game on Sunday will be against Nottingham Forest, who have come off a tremendous win against Aston Villa. Aston Villa, who beat West Ham 2 or 3 weeks ago 4-1. They're a very decent team, Aston Villa, this season. Very decent. But Nottingham Forest beat them. So if we don't beat Nottingham Forest, that's 4 straight losses in the league and 2 straight losses in Europe. So out of the last 8 games, that will mean 6 defeats, 1 draw, and 1 win. Now, if we're talking about contract negotiations, contract extensions, that isn't good enough form. That isn't good enough form to warrant even a discussion or certainly having your contract renewed. If we're talking about taking that form and saying, no, you can be director of football now, well, for me, that just isn't good enough. If you're going upstairs to then have an influence on an incoming manager, then you really got to go upstairs with a lot of credibility. If you're going to go upstairs, if West Ham were going to say to David Moyes, let's bring you upstairs, then really that should have been at the end of last season with the Conference League win. Not now. With the loss against Olympiacos and Nottingham Forest on Sunday, would that warrant David Moyes getting sacked? Managers have been sacked for a lot less. Now, I'm possibly an old head. I'm always willing to give a manager the benefit of the doubt. But how long do we take it? How long do we go before we really have to start seeing that this manager is or isn't the right manager for the job? It's a big bump in the road. Results haven't gone well. So now we have to see whether the next 2 results are going to go in his favour or West Ham's favour, and whether the board are likely to make a decision on his future. Whichever future this is, whichever future they see him being with West Ham or not associated with West Ham at all. To say he's got 2 games left is probably a little bit over dramatic, but has he got 3 or 4 games left? Another 3 or 4 games, if he got losses in those games, I believe that his time will be up at West Ham manager. I think the pressure will be too great from those who do not want him in charge anymore. We've always got to ask the question, well, who would come in? Who would be a good replacement for David Moyes? Well, that's a discussion for another video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Are the West Ham fan base too quick to want to change managers? Should he be kept on? Should he be given a lot more time in charge? Should we just see how this pans out? Should we wait until Christmas? If things haven't improved for West Ham, if they continue to slip down the league, if the poor run of results continues, should he even wait until Christmas? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. David Moyes, is he on the brink? Don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and check out all the other videos as well. And I'll catch you again on another video coming very soon. Bye now.